Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson, BamaInsider.com. Thanks for joining us. Week 2 of the college football season is here. Alabama takes on the New Mexico State Aggies. Aggies, a 54.5 underdog coming into Bryant-Denny Stadium this week. Today on the show, as we preview Alabama and New Mexico State, we're going to look at the grade outs from Pro Football Focus. We're going to go inside the numbers, and then we're going to talk about the run game woes. But first, we lead off with Pro Football Focus grade outs from week 1. Terrell Lewis, 91.6, actually led the entire team. Jerry Jeudy balling out as well, 90.0 grade out, 10 receptions, 137 yards. Jalen Waddle continues to impress, one of the top sophomores in all of college football, 87.8. Patrick Surtain, 90.8 grade out, great open field tackler. And then Tua Tagovailoa, 87.5. Let's dive into the numbers. As you can see, Alabama had 512 yards of offense, 30 first downs, 100% inside the red zone, 8 penalties, 88 yards, got to clean it up, 92.9 offensive grade overall, 91.8 on the defensive side. When we look at the New Mexico State Aggies, you see that they allowed 618 yards last week, 507 of those yards through the air, had a defensive grade out of just 50.7. Saban said that Alabama definitely wanted to work on the running game going into this week against New Mexico State. Now, last week, Alabama did rush for 145 yards, but they averaged just 3.5 yards per carry. Najee Harris, Jerome Ford, Brian Robinson, all held under the 100-yard mark. Here's Saban talking about the running game.
I think that, it's a combination of the whole team. I think when you throw RPOs, you don't always block the secondary folks. I think when the runners press the holes the right way and run where they're supposed to run, people show up in the right places for the offensive line to be able to block them. And I think that there was a number of occasions where we had a hat on a hat and we did not finish blocks like we need to be able to run the ball effectively. So all those little things are things that we need to do to improve and get better. And, I think a lot of times you make great improvement between the first and second game, and that'll certainly be our goal, this time around.
Saban was very pleased with his quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa was 26 of 31 passing, 336 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a passer rating of, get this, 217.5. Here's Saban talking about Tagovailoa's performance in week 1.
Well, he did a good job in the game. There was a couple things that he could have done a little differently from a decision-making standpoint, and we'll correct those things, and hopefully we continue to improve on them. And we were pleased with his performance, and I think he'd be the first one to say that we left some money on the table at times if we'd have made a little different choices or decisions or whatever. But I thought he really played well overall, and he'll be the first one to say, I got some things I want to improve on, and we want to help him do that.
Now, Nick Saban talked about Florida State grad transfer Landon Dickerson, said he was pleased with his play, said that that's the type of player that they want out on the field, and they liked how he competed. Here's Saban on Dickerson.
I thought he played with a lot of toughness, had a lot of effort out there, did a good job for the most part. One of the guys that we feel competed in the game, like we like. And I'm sure that he would tell you, and, his coach would tell you, that are there things he could have done better fundamentally? Absolutely. But we certainly like the competitive character that he played with. And like all players, I think there's things that at least we know where we're at now and things that we can work to improve on.
Now, we've been getting a lot of questions. When are we going to see Ali Cajo? Well, you finally got a chance to see him against Duke, but not at linebacker. You got a chance to see him at fullback. Made some good blocks as well. Here's Saban talking about Ali Cajo during last Saturday's performance.
Well, he's a good athlete, and most of the time we've had some big guys that had enough experience that they could go in there and do something like that, and it was a good fit for him. You'd rather not do it, in all honesty, if you have enough tight end types and fullback types on your team. We didn't have that, so we thought Cajo was a good role for him, and he actually did a good job in the few plays that he played, doing it.
Now, our player of the week, powered by Westgate Luxury Condos. No surprise, Terrell Lewis had a big performance, actually led the entire team on grade outs from Pro Football Focus, 91.1 grade out. That sack that he had on Quentin Harris was phenomenal. I think the entire world of college football saw Terrell Lewis get to the quarterback. Big things coming from Lewis in 2019. Now, our staff picks. I had to pick against my New Mexico State Aggies this week. I think Alabama's going to roll. As you can see, Andrew Bone and Tony think the same. Hey, be sure and post your prediction on BamaInsider.com. Get a chance to win a $25 gift certificate to the Alumni Hall store right here in Tuscaloosa, and also an opportunity for a gift card to Voodoo Wings. You can catch all our coverage back at BamaInsider.com. Free 30 days to BamaInsider.com. Simply go to the website, hit subscribe. Roll Tide is your promo code for free 30 days. We'll catch you soon at BamaInsider.com.